We begin this morning talking with Dr. Amanda Silva, our OSU Extension small grain specialist. And Amanda, great crowd out at Lahoma Field Day today.
Yes, I was very excited to see everybody out. It's a beautiful day, and it's a good way to be looking at wheat, especially at the wheat that is maturing so fast.
Right, and we're going to kind of have a little wheat crop update talking with you today. But harvest has already started in some areas, which seems very early.
Yes, the wheat's being early since early this year. So with all the drought, high temperatures that we've had in the winter, our first whole stem was already earlier than usual, and we've been ahead of schedule this entire season basically. And now it's a beautiful day out, yes, but it's really windy and it's getting warm, so the wheat's just drying out really, really fast, and our crop is ready to be done.
I don't think I've ever seen it this mature at Lahoma this early at this field day.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Like for people that have been here for so many years, they're all saying, I think this is the first time I see wheat ready to harvest, basically ready to harvest on May 15th. So, yeah.
When you look out at your plots here, you know, what stands out to you?
Well, we see a lot of differences in maturity. Right now it's kind of hard because they're all turned, but the overall look of the crop, especially for this area of the state, it is shorter than usual. It is thinner than usual. And that is very representative of wheat in other parts of the state. Actually, considering of how dry it has been, it looks okay. Because we have to take that into consideration that wheat in our state has been growing without very little amount of water. So having a wheat that is knee-high this year, it may not be so bad.
Right, and it does speak to the resiliency of the varieties, right, that we even have this much given the environmental challenges.
Yes, in general, we know wheat is a very resilient crop. It can grow with a small amount of water in comparison to other crops. But this year, especially here where we had a good stand, we had a even grow between varieties, we are able to see the differences in tolerance, of course, in drought tolerance of the varieties, and even in disease resistance, because it's been so dry and we thought, well, it may not be a year for disease, but surprisingly, we did have some days that it was cool, we had some dew, and leaf rust just came in. We also had some issues with virus, and so it's a year where we can see the differences in drought tolerance between varieties and differences in disease resistance as well.
And you will be cutting these soon, and your other locations around the state, and getting a lot more data and can talk more specifically. Tell us about that process and when our viewers can start to check out some of the results.
Yes, so one thing is we do this in many different locations in the state. So very soon we'll start cutting, especially starting in the southern part of Oklahoma. We cut the plots, every variety, analyze that data, put it all together, and put on our wheat website. And so as soon as we cut it, as soon as we can, we analyze that data, and they can have almost like maybe 5 days after harvest. I would say it depends how it goes, but usually within a week, they can see the harvest results of the trials that we put. And not only yield, but we also provide information on test weight and proteins and any other thing like disease resistance, the differences in resistance of the varieties that we came and we rated, and we post that as well on the wheat website. And also I'll let farmers know via our group text. As soon as we harvest, we have the results ready to share. I'll just send them a text through the group text, and they will get notified as soon as possible on the harvest results.
Okay, great. Well, keep us posted. Best of luck with your harvest as well, Amanda. Thank you. And for a link to the website that includes how to sign up for that text messaging, just go to sunup.okstate.edu.